I'm Michael Fox, and this is the Prospector News Podcast. And joining me, I have the President and CEO of iMetal Resources, Saf Dhillon. Welcome, Saf.
Hi, Michael. Thanks for having me.
Oh, not a problem. You and I were fortunate enough. We got to spend some time together. You were as globetrotting as I was. We were together in Quebec City. We were together again in Kelowna. So I got a pretty good overview of the company, and I'm quite excited to have you on board today. But for those people that are listening that maybe aren't familiar with iMetal Resources, let's give them the 10,000-foot view of the company and how you got to where you are.
Okay, Mike, that sounds good. Yeah, it was great meeting you actually at both those locations. Quite different. Yeah, as for iMetal Resources Inc., we're a Canadian-based company, of course. I'm here in Vancouver, British Columbia. All our projects, all four of them, are based in the Abitibi Greenstone Belt, which stretches throughout, of course, a chunk of Ontario, and the larger portion extends into Quebec. Three of our projects are gold focused. All those are in Ontario, and our one project that we've encountered significant or jumbo flakes of graphite, that's located in Quebec, just across the border. And just a quick refresher, because Michael, I've always been told, you never know, somebody just might be listening and learning about the Abitibi for the first time. But the Abitibi, since the early 1900s, it's probably one of the most prolific gold producing regions in the world, considered in the top three. And it's produced basically well over 200 million ounces of gold, 400 million ounces of silver, 15 billion tons of copper, and at least 35 billion tons of zinc. This is from at least 21 distinct gold deposits that are over 3 million ounces, and all this coming from about 100 producing mines. You've got some of the largest, if not all of the largest gold producers are all active in the area. Companies like Newmont, Cisco, IAMGOLD, and of course, Agnico Eagle.
Yeah, the Abitibi has always been an area of a lot of activity, and there's been a lot of good gold discoveries through that area, including,
you've got the Kirkland Lake camp, you've got the Timmins camp, you've got Young and Davidson, Detour Lake. I mean, all the big discoveries in Canada are in this region.
Yeah, no, it definitely is. Now, you guys have been already busy. We're halfway through the year, and there's been quite a bit of drilling been done by your company. And you guys hit a new discovery hole with the results coming out in the first week of June. Tell me about that.
Yeah. Okay, Mike. Yeah, the three gold projects, we actually were focused on two of our four projects really this year. We had two drill bits turning, and one of them was at our flagship property, which is called Gowganda West. It's roughly about 150 square kilometer property. It's about an hour and a half drive from Kirkland Lake, 7 hours drive if you drive from Toronto, but typically you would fly into Timmins, which is about an hour drive. We are throughout most of this year, we were sitting basically a $10 million market cap company that was still are surrounded, by much larger companies all around us. Within the last couple of years, a lot of our neighbors have been hitting some really, really good holes, some really good mineralization. I don't think I want to go through all other companies' numbers, but we're talking about, thousands of grams per ton of silver. I think there was even some holes of gold that were hitting the 200 grams per ton range. So there's been a real hotbed of activity in this area, and our immediate neighbors are extremely larger than us. One of them actually hosts a well-known deposit. They are roughly about a half a billion dollar market cap, and then one of our other neighbors attracted the attention of a major within the last couple of years. And we share a border with both these companies that are actually seeing some good success.
You go hunting for elephants where the elephants are, and they are in the Abitibi for sure.
exactly.
Tell me specifically about the discovery hole that you hit, though.
Yeah, so we had drill bit turning this year for phase one at Gowganda West. We basically have encountered multiple new zones. This was through a series of doing some trenching, some groundwork, some aeromag, and then this year we had the drill bit turning. We had 7 holes. Every hole encountered gold mineralization, but the discovery hole, that one was the one that I think really got the team all excited. I don't really have a technical background, so I didn't quite understand the significance of the hole. It was basically almost 50 meters of a gram. The exact grade is 48 meters of 0.85. And what happened was, as the drilling started, it's kind of hard to visualize it. But if you go to our PowerPoint presentation, I think it's on page 6. If you see the map, you can see Gowganda West. You can see where the drilling started. And what happened was, as we were drilling, we were encountering better grades, and the team was shifting some of the targets, and we were trending southwesterly, and that's where we think that the next phase is going to be focused on. We think that there's going to be much higher grades and much better width on these holes. That, of course, is our educated guess.
Well, when you're educated, it's guesswork isn't necessarily guesswork. I assume that the drills are still turning, or did you guys get affected by some of the fire issues that were in Quebec, Ontario this summer so far?
Oh yeah, everything had been shut down, and they actually were leaving the equipment on the property, thinking that maybe it was just going to be a couple of weeks and it wasn't really in the area, but there was a warning put out, and they had to basically go in and take all the heavy equipment out because, even though that stuff is insured, nobody wants to lose their drilling equipment. So yeah, we were affected by it.
Ready to start drilling again now that the danger's passed?
Yeah, the team is still working on the next phase, and working with the drillers, and going to be coordinating a time to get started again. And I think the guys want to go back out to the site one more time before we actually initiate the next phase of drilling. I'm really excited because now, you know what, the iMetal has owned this project for roughly 7 years. And in the last 2 years, we've really got a lot of work actually executed on the property. We've now announced the discovery hole, and now basically we're looking, the team thinks, with another 1,500 to maybe 2,000 meters, if they can build and replicate on that discovery hole success, fairly soon. Who knows? We could be sitting on, if we get these same grades, the 50 meters of 0.85, pretty soon you get a half a dozen holes like that. We could be sitting on some ounces of gold in the ground right here, right next to, less than a kilometer from, a well-known major deposit called the Juby Deposit.
That would be exciting, and that would definitely grab the attention of both the market and the majors.
Yeah, I think the thesis has always been that we are part of a major system that hosts our neighbor's deposit, and if it doesn't host it, that we think that there's maybe multiple structures that are, maybe similar to it, or maybe they're not. But we definitely know now that we have something on our property, and we're excited to get drilling again.
So what are the plans for the balance of the year moving forward?
Well, the plans are going to be, we will initiate a second phase of drilling at Gowganda. We're hoping to have a team go onto our property at the Kerrs Gold Deposit. The Kerrs Gold Deposit, if you recall, we actually acquired that asset. It's at roughly 400,000 ounces of gold, average grade at 1.71 grams with a cutoff of half a gram. We acquired that at the beginning of last year, and the team was really putting the data together. We actually only put together our VP of exploration and the technical team October of 2022. So in not even a year, I think we've accomplished quite a bit, and we're looking to, of course, work on all our properties. The Kerrs Gold Deposit, it has a historical resource. It's a 2011 43-101, I guess, compliant at the time report, but that data had never been digitized. It was all in paper form. It was disarrayed. There was no data room. So the technical team, besides working on our projects, has been diligently piecing all this information together so they can get the modeling and really understand the resource. Because as we all know, once a drilling bit starts turning, that's where the big costs come in. So we're looking to get some work done on that property. I'm not quite sure if we'll be ready to drill that for this year, but Kerrs Gold Deposit will probably have a drill bit turning on it next year, if not, like I said, by the end of the year. Gowganda West, so I just mentioned, we're probably hoping to do anywhere from 1,500 to 2,500 meters. And then I haven't mentioned the graphite property where the other drill bit was turning. That project, we completed about 1,000 meters there. This property actually lies, as I said, in the Abitibi Greenstone Belt on the Quebec side of the border. It's basically triangulated right in the center between the Detour Lake mine, Selbay mine, and that's basically about 20 kilometers away. And then Casa Berardi sits roughly about 20 kilometers south of us. The Detour Lake, I believe, is about 40 kilometers to the northwest. And again, here we're surrounded by some much larger market cap companies. Our immediate neighbors, they have that we share a border with. They're roughly combined $300 million market cap, two of them. And what happened was December of 2022, our neighbors hit a major discovery hole less than 1.5 kilometers from our property. That's what spurred us, even though we're kind of a gold focused company, that's what spurred us to get the drill bit turning at this project. And we encountered multiple graphite zones. We also hit, on average, about 7.5% of graphite. And what happened was we also encountered multiple zones. The company previously had drilled this and made a discovery of graphite on the project. It was jumbo flakes. But as we know, with the commodity boom and bust cycles, graphite had fallen out of favor for a few years back. And so when this discovery hole by our neighbors was made in December, we thought, you know what, I think now's a great time. And we ended up raising about $600,000 of flow through dollars. And we put that money right to the ground. And like I said, we hit again in multiple zones. So we're pretty excited about that project as well. Not sure what we're going to do there, but we probably will put some more holes in the ground. We're thinking maybe, another 1,500 to 2,000 meters there. But it potentially could be a spin out, or maybe there could be one of the larger graphite or EV focused companies that are our neighbors. There could be maybe potential synergies with one of them, but our focus for now is to continue drilling this. That'll happen by the end of the year.
Perfect. So once the drills are done this year, what questions do you hope to have answered?
At Gowganda West, we hope to have answered. Do we have a resource on the property? That's really, I think the next step. We've made a discovery hole, and like I said, if we can hit another half a dozen holes, we're potentially sitting on a couple of 100,000 ounces, maybe 300,000-400,000 ounces. Who knows? If these grades continue, and if we continue to keep hitting holes like that, then I think we're definitely onto something, and that's why everybody's very excited to continue there. Same thing with Carheil. The company drilled it 7 years ago. The core looks really, really good, and we think we have no reason to believe that we will not have continued success there as well. And whether we spin it out or do something, like I said, with one of our neighbors, we're not there yet. I don't think we can answer that question or make that decision until we do some more drilling.
So if people want to follow the company or need more information from you, how would they get it?
They can go to the website. It's iMetalResources.ca, or they can always contact me directly, 604-484-3031.
Perfect. Thanks very much for joining me today, and I look forward to us circling back in 6 months' time when the drill results come from the continued drilling this fall.
Okay, Michael, thank you for having us again, and I look forward to having a follow-up chat with you. Thank you.
The Prospector News podcast is for educational purposes only. The opinions expressed are those of the participants and are not to be taken as investment advice. Listeners need to do their own due diligence and seek advice of a licensed investment advisor.